Greetings viewers, give thanks now unto the Most High Jah, Rastafari. Is I Emmanuel the vegan again, bringing you more vegan goodly ital food. Food for the soul, food for the brain, food for the body, food for life, life for food. So today I'm going to be making a risotto. Only predictably, my risotto will be spicy and hot. So I'll be taking you through the ingredients and then show you the method and show you it whilst it's cooking and then show you the final thing when it's ready and then on a plate. Give all the praises unto Jah, Rastafari. So, oops, should have put the light on. So, I'm going to be using for the risotto these large flat mushrooms here, some Cavolo Nero kale, which is a coarse kind of kale, onion, garlic, got some arborio rice, which is a rice supposedly made for risotto. It's just a fancy fluffy thick rice really, but it's all good anyway. And ingredients wise, palm oil to fry everything, vegetable oil for the salad, there's some celery. I'm going to be making a celery salad with this dish, and we've got turmeric, black pepper, coriander, stock cubes, mixed all-purpose seasoning, some lemon juice, a few hazelnuts and some thyme. So there's your ingredients. I'm going to be peeling everything now, washing everything and getting everything ready, and then I'll bring you back in. Okay, so I've got my wok out, got a tablespoonful of palm oil there, and I'm going to fry the onions, the garlics and the mushrooms. So there's 4 large flat mushrooms there, that's 1 onion, and there's 6 cloves of garlic there. 4 stalks of celery for the salad, which in this bowl here there's 2 cloves of garlic that I've chopped up. I've added vegetable oil and black pepper, ready to throw the celery in for the salad. So I'm going to be frying everything now, and then as I'm going along I'll bring you in again. Selassie, Rastafari. Many people talk Selassie and chant his name. They must be careful that when they chant his name, they see him as the only Jah and King. Selassie know that. So the onions and the mushrooms are more or less done. So to that I'm going to add the garlics and the kale, which I've washed and chopped, and half a handful of hazelnuts. The celery salad is finished and ready to eat, so I'm going to add all those. I've got some water boiling to make some stock from these 3 vegetable stock cubes that I've put in this jar, which is going to be added to the rice once the rice goes in. So when the water's boiled, as well as the broth I'm going to make from the stock cubes, I've got some soya chunks here which I'm going to add hot water to soften them. Then I'm going to slice them and add them to the mix. It will make for a hearty, protein-packed rice with plenty of spice and taste also. Good vegan food, good for you. Everything is more or less ready in this pot. So I'm now going to add a couple of mugs actually, of arborio rice. Also, I don't know if I mentioned that the nuts I used in here were hazelnuts, half a handful. And these are my soya chunks, which I'm just waiting for the kettle to boil to add to the mix. But I'm going to add the rice now and the condiments as well. So I'm going to start off with turmeric, and want a heap soup spoonful of turmeric in there. About half a soup spoonful of black pepper. Half a spoonful of ground coriander. Level 1 of thyme. And about half a soup spoonful of all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to add a spoonful of lemon juice, then give it all a good stir, and then add my rice. And then the only thing to go in will be the soya chunks once I've softened those. So, give all that a good stir. Now I'm going to add the rice. Okay, that's the kettle boiling. Just add my water to soya chunks, which if you're using them, just cover them over with hot water. And just for my stock here. Back to the rice. So we're going to stir this rice in and then gradually add stock to the mix as it cooks. Now, before adding the stock, allow the rice to just start to cook, and you'll know that happens by little popping sounds from the rice, a bit like Rice Krispies when you add soya milk to it. Okay. I'm just going to stir the now we will probably need more liquid than this, but this will do to start us off. So I'm going to chop up these soya chunks in the meantime and then bring you back in. You need to be continually stirring the rice because it will stick if you don't, prior to adding the liquid. which I should be doing soon, once we start hearing some popping noises. I'm just going to add about a half a spoonful of chili powder, which I forgot to mention, just to give it a familiar kick for a man like myself. I'm going to add some vegetable stock now, so I don't use it all at once. And there's a cupful, another half a cupful. Okay. So we're going to keep that on a simmer. And obviously it will reduce as the rice cooks, and then we'll add some more liquid. As I say, I'm just chopping the soya pieces now to go in. I'm going to add the soya pieces now and some more liquid, because the rice has already more or less absorbed what stock I put in there previously. So that's that. I'll put the rest of the liquid in there, and we may still need to add a bit more clean water from the kettle. I'm going to add more liquid at this stage because these soya chunks are absorbing some of the water also. So just enough to cover everything. Keep stirring to avoid any sticking. So this is not a dish you can leave, go away and do whatever. You need to be on it to make sure that the rice doesn't stick. So, coming back to my father, I was brought up a Catholic and used to go to Catholic church and witness the white Jesus on the cross, suspended on the cross every time I went. And when I used to pray as a youth, I used to visualize that white Jesus as my God. Of course, I've put such foolishness behind me, and when I took the call of Rastafarian, I embraced His Majesty King Selassie I of Ethiopia as my living giant king, and retrained my brain to imagine his image when I pray and when I speak of my Father and Jah and God, or whatever you want to call him, then it is he that I visualize. So, as I mentioned earlier, one must be careful what one says, as one can invoke all sorts of mischievous things by calling the wrong things or calling the right things in vain. Jah, Rastafari, Selassie. So I've added just a little bit more liquid. Everything's going according to plan. The rice should start to soften shortly. and be ready in about, I don't know, another 8 minutes or so. Don't forget to keep stirring. With regarding faiths and religions, I have to add that I respect anybody, whatever religion, as long as they adhere to the doctrine of that religion. So, therefore, if you're a Muslim that drinks alcohol, you're not adhering to your doctrine. If you're a Hindu that eats meat, you're not adhering to your doctrine. If you're a Christian that's wicked, tells lies and works evil, then you're not adhering to your doctrine either. And if you're a Rastaman and you take bad drugs, drink alcohol and the like, then you're not adhering to your doctrine either, at least to the doctrine of Nyabinghi, which is the highest order, of which I'm proud to be part of. So, that's what it's all about. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk, and it will go well with you. Ja, Rastafarian. The dish is nearly ready now, but do taste the rice all around the wok, as you know, obviously at the bottom it's going to cook quicker than at the top, hence stirring it all the time. Nothing worse than hard rice, so keep turning it over and tasting the rice to make sure that it's soft. And once you can't find a grain of hard rice in the pot, then it's ready to go. Nourishing meal, very sustaining too, and with the raw food, the celery salad, you can't go wrong. Selassie guidance and protection. Cost of this one, I've used half a pack of arborio rice, which is about $1.70 in Lidl. With everything else, the kale, the mushrooms, soy chunks, hazelnuts, I'd say probably around £5 to £6. It will feed, let me see, probably 3 people very well with the salad. So again, economical vegan food. You don't have to be rich to be a vegan. So here's the finished dish on a plate. Looks absolutely colourful, succulent and appealing to me. And the accompaniment being the celery salad. Give all the praises unto the Most High Jah, Rastafari, for all talent, inspiration and good vibrations. Peace and love to all. Selassie Rastafari.